Oh, excuse me. I'm not gonna write you a love song. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, Jesus. Push me to the edge. Oh, my friends are bread. Alright. I just dropped the Zelda. Let's play some Death Star, bro.
I still have to win one more blast.
Are you kidding me? Okay.
Alright, if you say so.
It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We just got scraped.
Excuse me. Alright, let's make sure we don't have any viewers. Did you hear that?
Viewers. Dude, turn your freaking...
Okay, guys. Welcome to Talking Sith, August 2nd. Chaz is running a little bit late, so Jared's gonna run this thing for about a half hour.
Me? Oh, no,
you are the chosen one.
How about we just listen to the Power Rangers theme song?
Over and over, on a loop.
We just played this map.
At least it's not Nighthawk.
True. 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 Oh, did you see the Assault Trooper pictures got leaked or whatever? Not
yeah,
leaked.
man.
They look pretty sick.
I posted it to the Talking Sith Facebook page, at Talking Sith.
I never go on the Facebook page. I'll be honest.
I'll be Onyx.
Onyx!
You gonna be Onyx Troopers? Roar.
Ow. I don't want to use a scat blaster anymore. I'll be a good teammate. You want to hit?
We don't have anybody on, do we?
I don't know. You want to hit this back to bunk? Should we go on top? What? There's no one in the game. I guess automatic win.
So we have a new theory about what The Last Jedi means to discuss tonight, but we're gonna wait for Chaz to join us because he wants to respond.
Are you reading that?
No, I have a new theory.
Oh, no one cares. I'm just kidding.
So until then, if you have any questions for Jared or me, then you can ask them. And we'll be in this game playing 2-on-0, just like old times.
It's like mold rhymes, my friend. I'm gonna go around collecting charge cards.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Because I'm a cheapo.
I feel bad. This is the least exciting game I've ever played. At least it's not lagging like the last few we've played, though.
Yeah. True. Oh, sweet, I got a squad shield.
Yeah,
Useful.
I just dropped one over there.
Useful.
We'll give it about 30 more seconds, and then I'll just back out.
Okay. Okay, Dad. Dude, I've been watching that video you sent me with the kid that's like, I've got the power of God and anime on my side.
Erica
It's
wants us to
cute.
tell her about gameplay and explain it to her like she's never played it before. I can't tell if she's trolling, but I'll answer it as if she's not. So, it's basically a first-person shooter. It plays really similarly to Battlefield in terms of control scheme, I would say. Would you agree with that, Jared?
Yeah, it's a shooter pretty much.
Yeah, it's a little bit tighter than
Oh,
COD.
we got players.
Oh, nice. Let's do it. It's a little bit tighter than COD, but a little bit more, a little bit less in depth than Battlefront. Battlefield, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, the main difference is you have like blasters instead of guns, so you don't
Right.
really need to worry about ammo or anything.
Yeah,
Which is sweet.
Yeah, there's a nice thing about not worrying about ammo. But there's also no kill streaks or, titles or prestiging or anything
Well, that's
like
not
that.
true.
It's a pretty bare
if you get a
bones
10 kill
shooter.
streak, you get coins.
Oh, there's 2 of them in there. That would have been a good place for my rocket launcher. Other than that, you can pick up cards that give you little power-ups as opposed to just having them. So that balances the game a little bit better, I would say. And then the best guns you have to unlock by earning them through, various unlock methods, like kills with a certain type of gun, or playing as a hero, or points on a
Oh, I just killed
specific
myself.
game type, or something like that. So, yeah. Who's the sexiest Jedi? Thanks, Talking Sith. That's probably Chaz. The answer is clearly me. I don't know why you even asked.
Jedi. Trying to think of a sexy Jedi.
I mean, Leia's a Jedi in the old
true.
extended universe, but
I'm gonna go with Coleman. Shout out. Shout out to the
definitely
last dinosaur.
Plo Koon. I don't know why Plo Koon is not in this conversation ever. I feel like that's sexist. Kit Fisto, just because the name gives me heebie-jeebies.
Kind of revs your engine a little bit. Kid Fisto. You're sick.
Well, I just shot that guy in the elbow and I killed him. But yeah, Erica, to answer your question, it's just a shooter. It's really bare bones. It's easy to hop in and play and be not amazing but competitive. But at the same time, if you put in the time,
it is cool because
it's
you
worth
can go first person or third person. So
that's
pretty
true.
unique.
Yeah, I do like that. I prefer first person,
That's
and
true.
most people don't.
Nah, I mean third person's better.
It's more competitive. You see more, but I like the immersiveness of first person. That's
Did a hawk
Carly.
just fly through your house?
I'm sorry.
Ooh,
Yeah,
beetle.
and then the vehicles they control weirdly to me. They don't fly like planes in most video games. You aim the center of the screen like you would aim a gun in a video game, I guess, is the best way to describe how you fly.
Yeah, I mean it's not like most video games, but I'd say it's easier than most video games.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's definitely way more approachable.
Approachable. Useful.
Yeah. Good question, Erica.
Good shot.
Thanks.
Oh god. They got a dude on top of the crawler of sand.
Yeah. Oh, there's a guy right next to me too.
Oh, I'm getting murked. Ah, that decked.
Oh, how did that miss?
This is 3 on 6. 3 on 5. I got the guy with the sand crawler.
Yeah.
I'm going to claim it.
Plant your flag.
I'll
What?
plant more than my flag.
Hello.
There he is.
Oh, what's up, dude?
I am here. Sorry, guys.
Are you good?
That's okay. Erica had a good
Apologize to
question.
everyone
He's
out
been
there.
answering.
I had to get my daughter down. That was me asking who the sexiest Jedi was. That was I. I like the answer, Plo Koon. Very good. That was a great answer.
He
But
doesn't
I
get enough
am
love.
here. Thanks again, guys, for helping me out and jumping on before me so I could
Oh, no problem, bro.
get my daughter down. At least attempt to. She's still awake because she's a little monster.
She's a little firecracker.
Little fire. But yeah, so yeah, guys, it's been quite a week for me, just in general, and quite a week as far as some Star Wars stuff. Battlefront 2 has gotten some really cool announcements as far as, let me get out of Crash. My wife is playing Crash. So let me jump out of Crash real quick and jump into Battlefront. Let's see. Oh no.
How did that mean? Ah, there's a guy on the roof.
Alright.
Ah, man, I just left. Oh, he just got wrecked. He just got shreked a little bit.
It's interesting. Oh, there we go.
She traded in while you were gone.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, there's been some really cool news as far as Star Wars Battlefront 2 goes. We've got some really cool news about a jump trooper type of battle droid. The super battle droid is going to have a really cool rocket pack, but it's going to be
Rocket power.
Yeah, rocket power. But yeah, it's gonna be one of those. It's gonna be basically something you use your battle points to like upgrade. So you'll get like the regular super battle droid, then you'll be able to like get battle points and upgrade from there. We've got some pictures of Snoke that came out from
The librarian.
Last Jedi. Yeah, the library. So, if you guys have been following Talking Sith, our Facebook page, Adam's been really good about posting up some really cool little things on there. And there's been a picture of Snoke that got released, where you can see part of his face, and then they put like a CGI version of what he would look like if he hadn't been disfigured.
Yeah,
so
they
people
just
are
mirrored
trying to
it.
kind of. They just mirrored it, basically. That's all that was done. And now people are trying to guess basically who that was. Chancellor Valorum is one of those guesses, which is hilarious because I definitely don't think it's Chancellor Valorum.
Yeah, the
Youngling was my favorite.
I like the old lady.
Like, the
What
old
is
lady,
happening right
the
now?
librarian. She was the librarian. She was
Yeah,
from
the
library,
archivist.
right? The archivist, yeah. So it could be her. That would be hilarious. It's none of them, obviously. I can pretty much guarantee that it's not any three of them. If it's the youngling, that would be awesome. But I don't think it's him, because to survive getting killed by Anakin would be pretty intense. But yeah, so there's been a lot of stuff about, also about the Han Solo movie, if you guys have been following that.
Episode 9.
There's been a lot of stuff. Episode 9 has come out with, actually, just today I read an article about Carrie Fisher's role.
Yeah, it's getting rewritten by the guy that wrote The Cursed Child.
9. Yeah, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, there's been a lot of news, a lot of cool stuff that we're going to try to go over, and we're going to try to talk about as much of it as we can today. Once again, I'm sorry I'm running a tiny bit late, but Adam and Jared, who join me every week, have been holding it down for the couple minutes that it took me to jump on, so I really appreciate it, guys.
Hold it down.
Also, if you follow us on, Instagram, anything like that, Instagram is popping because of Jared, which is awesome.
Because
things are going well for the channel, so thanks for all the people. I specifically want to say thank you to those people who regularly come and check in every week. Erica specifically, thank you so much. We are definitely like amateur getting started type of thing, and the people who have been consistent have definitely been helping when it comes to keeping our views up and all that good stuff. So we really appreciate that. Because you don't have to listen to us, but you choose to, which is awesome. So that's cool. So yeah, before we get into anything too crazy, let's talk about The Last Jedi first. There's been a lot of stuff going on with The Last Jedi. It's on its way. Time is flying by. December still feels like it's a little bit off, but I mean, we're halfway there. We're more than halfway there at this point. So
living on a prayer.
I'm getting pretty excited. I'm getting pretty excited now. Like I said, if you guys get a chance to go check it out on our Facebook page, there's been that CGI kind of whatever rendering of Snoke that came out. It's pretty.
Oh,
bye, Chaz.
his mic fell up. Later. His daughter just pulled his mic up.
And I'm back. Oh my gosh, guys, it's just one of those days for me. So there are people theorizing who Snoke is. There's a bunch of Snoke theories out there that are terrible.
Know who he is.
Some of them are pretty good. Let's just talk real quick about Snoke before we jump into, because Adam's got a theory. I haven't heard any part of his theory, but I'm very excited to hear what
it's really not that exciting. It's super bland.
Well, that's great. Way to get the people excited, man. Nice. This is gonna be super boring. This is terrible. But yeah, before we get into that, we're gonna talk about Snoke real quick. So, if you do not know who Snoke is, then you are
at the wrong
loser. Yeah, you're not watching the right podcast.
You're not watching the right
podcast.
Part of
YouTube
you wandered into the weird red recesses of YouTube. But if you're not familiar with Snoke, he is the Supreme Leader, basically the new Palpatine. Well, I don't really like saying that because we don't really know much about him, but he's the new Overlord bad guy.
He's
kind of
taking
the place. Yeah, he's taking the place as Palpatine is the leader of this new
leader of the pack
organization. Leader of the pack. He is very mysterious. We don't know much about Snoke at this point. Everything we know is completely 100% hearsay. He said, she said.
We know he's not a giant.
We know that he is not a giant person. He is average sized, and we know this from the well, I remember reading the first confirmation that he's definitely average sized, or not average sized. Jeez, what am I saying? He's humanoid sized.
Right.
But we got that because they came out with a Lego set, and he wasn't much bigger. And usually Legos are pretty good about keeping it, to scale when it comes to
keeping it real.
Keeping it real. 100. So keeping it 100, as you kids say, like I'm a million years old. But either way, yeah. So Snoke is the new bad guy. We know that he is like the size of an average person. We know that he. We don't know that he's a Force user, but. We know that he knows of the Force.
He's a Force sensitive. We covered that in my theory a couple weeks ago.
We did cover that, yeah. So he is like a Force sensitive guy. However, as far as who he
very
is,
sensitive.
He's a very sensitive man. Very sensitive. As far as who he is and what he's about, I'm going with the fact that I really don't think we've ever met Snoke before. I don't
absolutely.
think he's
I think
that
that's pretty much for sure.
I don't think that he's some person who took on the identity of someone else. Supreme Leader Snoke, I believe, has been his name throughout his entire life. I don't think that he's like Mace Windu or Chancellor Valorum or any of these people that people are assuming he is.
No, he's definitely not Mace Windu. He's very white with bright blue eyes.
Definitely not Mace Windu.
If he's anybody, he's the archivist. You heard it here first.
But he'd be so old. She was so old already. He'd be ancient, dude.
Well, Yoda was like 800, 900.
That's because he was an alien. Like,
yeah,
I feel like
we're all aliens.
I feel like
though.
humans. Oh God! I feel like humans in the Star Wars universe still had the average human lifespan. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't seem like humans started living any longer than they did on whatever planet they originated from or whatever.
Yeah.
They seem like they have the average lifespan that we have, because 40 years went by, or 30 years went by, however much time it had been, and Luke aged like an old man would. It's not like he, you know what I mean? It wasn't like
that's because the midi-chlorians slowly kill you.
Right. That's the catch-22. But yeah. So I don't think Snoke is anybody too crazy. So just because I mean, if you guys have any theories about who Snoke is, please tell me and let me know what you think. And we'll talk about him after we get Adam. So Adam, you have a theory. What's up?
Yeah, I just think that the title is not as we've been debating. It's enigma for the past couple of weeks, and I know that there was a lot of debate about whether it was plural or singular, and who does it refer to. And I think it's just a reference to Return of the Jedi. So I was looking at some Return of the Jedi stuff, and one of the things Yoda says to Luke as he's dying is, I'm gonna quote it wrong, but when gone am I, the last Jedi will you be, or something like that. And I think that this is just about Luke's journey to fulfilling his destiny from Yoda's perspective. And I don't think it's really about maybe being the actual last Jedi as much as it is a reference to Yoda's soliloquy.
Yeah. Nice. Thanks for punching me in the face there, Jared. Appreciate that. Thanks for that. But you know what? Honestly, I think I think you're right, and I wish you weren't, because
I think it's just that kind of sneaky thing. You know what I mean? It's not a real crazy thing to read too much into. Kind of like Force Awakens was just a title. You know, it was obviously there's been an awakening and all that was referenced, but I don't know that it's anything other than just a clever title to harken back to Jedi.
Well, that's true.
Man, I thought you had like a crazy...
No, that's what I'm saying. It's super boring.
That is a very simple theory. No, honestly, I really think that, and I mean, like Adam said, we dove into this a little bit.
I think Disney probably wanted us to focus on that way more than anything else. Like, we've been dissecting that as Star Wars fans for months and months and months, and I think that's exactly playing into Disney's hands.
You know, I think overall, this movie is going to be, and I mean, not in just in the turn, oh my god, dude, get off me, Jared, Jesus. Just in the terms of, like, simplicity as far as storytelling goes, you know, we have said before that in order to tie this whole thing together, it's gonna have to be eloquent, simple storytelling.
Basic. Yeah.
In basic, but and what goes around that is really what's going to be, you know, the complex part of it. So as far as like the emotions the characters are going through, their story
and honestly,
arcs,
if you think about every Star Wars movie ever, like the titles have been pretty standard explanation of what happens in that part of the saga. Like The Empire Strikes Back, The Return of the Jedi. You know, that's all. It's all pretty basic.
To a point,
right, exactly. It's not like you really. None of the movie titles require reading into. So, I mean, I guess the only one that maybe would be Phantom Menace, because it could be referring to Palpatine or Darth Maul or anything else.
Darth Maul. I always, you know, reference Darth Maul in that one only because I liked him so much.
Yeah.
But I mean, so I always, you know, put Darth Maul in that place. But you're right, the Phantom Menace might be the only one. And honestly, the Force Awakens, I mean, really, the only thing about the Force Awakens is that it could be referencing both sides of the Force, dark and light. Because
some of them have multiple meanings, but they're all on the surface. Like, none of them refer to some secret part of the movie that, like, gives you a clue to something. You know what I mean? Like, it's all pretty basic. So I think this might be the same
And
way.
I mean, honestly, we're pretty much all aware, and I think we're looking for a deeper meaning to it, but we're pretty much all aware and an understanding that Luke really was the last Jedi. I mean, even Snoke says it in the movie.
Right.
The Force Awakens, that Luke is the last Jedi. So really, I think we're just going to be, the last Jedi is really just going to be focusing on Luke's exiting of the story, or not exiting, because I don't want to make it seem like Luke might die or something crazy might happen.
I'm switching it to Death Star.
But like, but I feel like the next chapter of whatever it means to be a Jedi for Luke, that's what we're really going to be seeing in his kind of struggle as, you know, holding up this whole pillar, you know, holding up the last remnants of what is the Jedi Order. So, I mean, really, honestly, it's hard to make it. You know, we as Star Wars fans, we want to dive as deep into any little detail as we can get. So once we heard the title,
that's
The
all
Last
we have.
Jedi,
We don't have anything else
really,
to dive into right now.
That's really it, unfortunately. I mean, we're getting more Han Solo news and more Han Solo stuff about that movie than we are about The Last Jedi, which, I mean, is fine, honestly. And I think maybe
we're getting more Han Solo stuff than we've ever gotten about any Star Wars ever, like
especially in this new era. You know what
yeah,
I mean? This,
I'm really starting to think that
it's
intentional to keep our attention away from Episode 8.
I think it's two things: intentionally keeping our attention away from Episode 8, and intentionally trying to hype Han Solo, because I think that out of all the movies that are coming out, they might be, and I mean, I don't know, this is me definitely just speculating, but they might be a little bit worried about the fans.
No, I think it definitely lost
reception.
some hardcore fanboy hype, for sure.
Yeah, I think they're just a little worried about our reception to this movie because there's been a little bit of this and that here. So maybe I think they're just trying to be like, hey guys, this is going to be good. Like, don't worry. Like, it's going to be good. Like, we're handling it well. So I think all the because Disney they won't let things leak. Like, Disney doesn't leak things.
Right. Everything's intentional.
Everything is intentional. So unless it's on purpose, they're not going to give us anything. And they've given us a lot on the Han Solo movie. And I mean, a lot more than we would typically, because from some movies, we get basically a whole movie before it even comes out. And with Star Wars, it's pretty rare. And we're still not getting a ton, but we are seeing way more, like, interviews with, Woody Harrelson just gave an interview talking about, just, the comedy aspect of the Han Solo movie and how he's definitely thinking it's going to be funnier. But as Adam and me were talking about earlier today, that's really not hard to do, to be the funniest Star Wars movie. Cause
right.
None of them are really,
it's pretty low hanging fruit.
None of them are really knee slappers, you know what I mean? Like, I've never watched a Star Wars movie and I'm like, oh my god, this is, it's never happened. So it's not going to be too hard to beat it. Plus with Childish Gambino in there, I mean, it's guaranteed laughs. Like, you're going to laugh. And apparently,
I heard he just raps for 30 minutes straight.
I'd be down.
Oh god. Rapping Lando, that's just what we need. That is exactly what we need.
You got a lot of nerve.
But yeah, as far as what The Last Jedi means, you're right. It probably is extremely simple, and we're putting way more into it than we need to. But I think that's always been the thing with Star Wars movies. The title is simple. The story arcs are complex. So the story arcs for the characters are going to be,
that's what it's all about.
A little bit more. Yeah, that's really what it is. So, but yeah, that's definitely solid, and I definitely think that you're probably right, honestly.
You're probably right. But I do like to hear people's, like, deep, like, bottom scraping theories. They're pretty cool.
Oh,
yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's definitely, like, that's the whole beauty of Star Wars between actual releases, is all the speculation, and it's almost like deep enough to be fan fiction if someone would just write it. it's that level of commitment and care for the franchise. So I'm not bashing the theories that are out there. I'm just saying it's going to end up being super simplistic because it's Star Wars.
Simplistic, yeah, that's true. Like, and honestly, like Jared said, I definitely love hearing the crazy theories out there, because it does border on fan fiction to a point, and it's awesome to hear what a lot of people have to say. Plus, it's nice. It's fun to see people tie things from one thing to the next and all that stuff. But I remember when people were saying Snoke was the Last Jedi, and I just don't,
right.
I just don't think it's going to be anything like that. It's
just a reference.
It's just the title of the movie. You know what I mean? It's just the title of the movie, and it's going to be that simple. Like, this is the Last Jedi. This is the story. And that'll pretty much be it, kind of passing. I think it's going to be a lot about passing the torch on to, Rey and Finn and the whole next generation of
the
heroes.
wars. Yeah,
passing it down. So, but yeah, I mean, that's really interesting. And The Last Jedi is shaping up to be a really great movie as far as story goes. And speaking of Last Jedi, I did read a little bit. John Boyega gave a little interview and was talking about Carrie Fisher and her role within Star Wars. And she it's been confirmed now that she will not die in The Last Jedi, but she will be making an exit from the series.
Right.
She'll be making an exit from Star Wars, and they were saying that so in the future they could possibly wrap up her story arc and wrap up her story.
Right, which is why they're rewriting 9, because she was a big part of 9 initially, and
yes, and
now they brought in somebody to rewrite it, which is, it seems late, honestly, but whatever, it's Disney, they can do whatever the hell they want.
Like a ton of changes though.
Yeah, they're probably just rewriting her stuff.
Yeah,
but if she was that dramatic, she was supposed to be a huge part of the story, so we'll see.
Yeah, for episode 9 she was supposed to be I think maybe they were going with like Luke's big movie is episode 8, Leia's was gonna her big role would be episode 9. However, it looks like episode 8 is gonna be Leia's big send off. We're gonna be saying goodbye to Princess Leia, but not and it's supposed to be a very dramatic and heartfelt way, but she's not gonna die. However, expect some tearjerker moments.
Just seeing her on screen is going to be...
Yeah, just looking
at
her.
It's going to be tough to see her on screen. Like, it is going to be tough. I mean, my phone background is Carrie Fisher. I mean, I'm probably one of the biggest Carrie Fisher fans in the world. So it's going to be very difficult for me, just as a fan, to see her on screen and playing that role and, the role that made her who she was. And, I mean, even Carrie Fisher said to her, to her last day that she was Princess Leia and Princess Leia was her. Like, there was no difference. And so seeing her on screen is going to be tough. So prepare for that, guys. We're going to be saying goodbye to her, but it's going to be in a really great way. I think it's going to be in a way befitting of the general and the princess that she was.
Yeah.
Which is great. I can't wait for that. So there's a lot of stuff to be excited about. We got to see a little sneak peek of those elite guards for Snoke. As far as The Last Jedi goes, we said this last time we talked. I expect to see something soon, guys. Like, I'm really surprised we haven't gotten another trailer. Like, I'm super shocked, honestly, that we haven't gotten something else yet. Like, even just a little teaser. Like, expect it soon, guys. I really think we're gonna see it. It's been a little long for me. I feel like. D23 was awesome. I loved the little sneak peek that we got to see. I've watched it a million times, like I'm sure all you guys have. And honestly, the only other thing I wanted to say about The Last Jedi is the theme, as far as like visually, all of the promotion material, red has been the like.
Yeah, super dark.
Even in the behind the scenes thing, there was a lot of like scenes.
Oh yeah. No, it's red.
And so it's gonna be dark, guys. It's gonna be dark, and we've said that before. But like the more I see, the more I tie this promotional stuff together, they're definitely putting out like expect this to be one of the darkest Star Wars films you've seen ever, which is going to be awesome. So, as far as The Last Jedi goes, we're going to... I really have high hopes for this movie. I have very high hopes for it.
Oh my god, I keep killing myself.
But yeah, so the other news I wanted to talk about was Battlefront-based. Battlefront 2. We got a sneak peek of Starkiller Base. And we are officially going to be able to play on Starkiller Base, and that's going to be freaking awesome. And we get to fly Poe's ship.
Yeah.
Poe Dameron's ship was, we got to see a nice picture of that. We're going to get to fly that X-Wing. I can't remember what the name, it has a specific
Stealth
name, that orange. Yes, the Stealth X-Wing. So we're going to be able to fly that in the game on Starkiller Base. So that's going to be awesome. And there's snow speeders on Starkiller Base, so that's going to be really cool. But as I was looking and checking it out and seeing, I had a question for you guys, and for anybody listening too. I'd love if you could chime in. But out of the new era, so the new era is
7, 8, 9.
The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi. That's the new era of, just in case you were unfamiliar. That's the new era of Star Wars. So out of the new era, what do you want to see? Because we've talked about the Clone Wars, we've talked about the old school era, but what do you want to see the most in Battlefront 2? I mean, and it could be anything. Characters, vehicles. I mean, obviously we only have The Force Awakens to go off now, and we do have a little bit We do have a couple new planets that we know exist from some of the trailers and things that we've seen for The Last Jedi. But out of everything we know about the new era, what are you most excited to see in Star Wars Battlefront 2?
You can go first, Jared.
Alright, well, they just released, like, the assault picture of the troopers, and I think that, like, I want to see just, like, what the First Order is really capable of in terms of, like, infantry. Because we saw, like, a little bit of it, but I just think they look super cool, and, like, they're all more equipped to fight, like, lightsabers and stuff, too, which is, it's going to be awesome. Like, I think being
they have, like,
them
riot gear
gonna,
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be really awesome. Also, just seeing how, like, I guess Kylo Ren's, like, abilities and stuff, because we got to see a little bit of it, like the way he could like stop you with the Force and stop bolts, but just like seeing him as a character, like being able to play as him will be awesome.
Yeah, and that's true. We haven't really seen anything from Kylo Ren that we haven't seen from any average Jedi or any average Sith. You know what I mean? Like, he hasn't really done anything that incredible where I'm like, oh man, because, you know, Vader, each Sith and each Jedi has their move. You know what I mean? They have their kind of thing that kind of signifies. So Vader, the Force choke, that was his thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, Palpatine was obviously the lightning, and you know, that whole thing. And so same with Dooku, I guess. But yeah, so I haven't really seen anything from Kylo yet. So yeah, that'd be cool to see if maybe like the star.
I mean, his
cards
mind
and stuff
reading
like
thing
that.
we haven't really seen very much.
Yeah, the mind reading's cool, but I don't know how that will like translate to.
Oh right, I
just
mean in terms of Kylo powers.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I know that like.
And he stops
Rey,
a blaster bolt. Like that's never happened other than Vader catching one.
Oh, that's
but he
true.
stops it
Yeah,
in midair. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and I always thought the most impressive thing about that scene was as he's talking and like whatever, interrogating him, that blaster bolt is still floating there. So in the back of his mind, he's still able to use the Force to hold it still and doesn't let it go into. So that was like a really cool show of his power right away.
Yeah, I thought that was super badass. He also has super computer smash ability, which might come out in the game. That might be.
Droid walks by him and just smashes it.
Anytime you have to deliver bad news, he just wrecks you.
Oh god, he just gets so upset. That's so funny. But yeah, no, and also as far as like I would like to see more of what the First Order is capable of, and as far as like their infantry and all that kind of stuff, because
I don't think I've ever played this
seem
map.
like they do seem like they completely like the Empire's been ramped up to a new level. Like
yeah, no, they're trained now. I mean, there were a lot of benefits to having clones because it was cheap and expendable and just cannon fodder, but now they have commandos that are far superior to clones. I think is pretty obvious, and I don't know. It's
definitely
gonna be interesting.
They definitely look like a whole new fighting force. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to see those in the game.
I've definitely never played this map.
Death Star?
Not this side of it. That's super weird to me. Anyway, Jared kind of hit on it, but I mean, obviously I'll be excited for the heroes and stuff that they announce and vehicles or whatever, but I'm almost more excited for the just grunts, the infantry. It just looks like no video game we've played other than maybe the old Battlefront 2. Like the way the battle droids run around is unique to how the troopers run around, and how the troopers run around is different from how the other troopers run around. So I'm excited to play that, because even this game, the skins are just skins. It's not really a different feeling for infantry as opposed to the other characters. So I'm excited to see how those classes feel different, but also how the different infantry from throughout the Star Wars eras are represented. In terms of maps, Starkiller is probably going to be pretty cool because they could do interior and exterior maps for that, kind of like Endor. I think I would probably want to see Maz Kanata's Palace because it would be a really neat, like, team deathmatch type map.
Yeah, and it would be beautiful. I mean, that was one of the prettiest
Yeah, yeah, it was a great planet. Yeah, so I think that map would be cool because we don't really have a map like that in this game where it's really tight quarters and really fast-paced action. Other than, you know,
Jabba's Palace is kind of
right. Jabba's Palace is what I was going to say, but only in certain sections. Whereas Maz Kanata's is that's basically the entire place. So that would be pretty neat. Oh my God, Chewie's right there. I'm trying to think.
This guy's name is Fulcrum. That's awesome.
Other than that, the planets we've seen from the trailers and information from Last Jedi would be cool. The casino planet, that sort of thing. But really, it's the infantry that the little things that are what I'm most excited for, because it's so pretty. It actually looks like I've got gamer friends that are not at all interested in this game that are really excited about what Battlefront 2 looks like, and I agree. I think it looks like it's going to be the best shooter of the year.
I definitely think it'll be up there. I mean, there's really no other shooters coming out that I'm aware of
yet
that I've been excited. I mean,
Destiny, but I don't care about Destiny personally.
I don't care about Destiny.
And Call of Duty
COD is cool, but
ship has sailed.
I've never been a big fan of Destiny myself. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think out there. What shooter are you most excited for? And are you just as excited for Battlefront 2 as you are for all those other shooters that may be coming out?
I honestly can't think of very many other candidates for even, like, depending on the campaign and how much love it gets, even like Game of the Year contention. It could sell that well. It's just a question of whether... Because, I mean, this game looked that good before it came out, too. And it's pretty universally agreed on that it was bare bones compared to what it looks like.
People were saying the same thing about this game on its way out, but then when we got it and realized how... Well, I mean, I loved it because, you know, I love Star Wars, but those people who are just shooter fans and not necessarily Star Wars fans...
Yeah, they're not playing it anymore. Yeah.
They were disappointed. You know, they're no longer playing. Like I said,
you can roll now? That's great.
Somebody...
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time you pass by someone, it's a...
Actually, the guy that said that to me is the one that said Battlefront 2 looks amazing. So, and actually we added him as a subscriber because he said he would buy it if it had cross-platform play, but he wouldn't buy it right away if it didn't. And I said, subscribe, because we are going to be giving away a copy. So he subscribed based on that. So, so that's exciting. But
awesome.
I think it's gonna be that good a game. I really do think it's gonna be addictive and fun again, and this one was just getting its feet wet. And for this game's faults, the mechanics aren't one of them. It's just depth. But it plays like a good shooter. There's nothing wrong with how it plays, or, you know, it's pretty tight.
As far as this game goes, it's a shooter. I mean,
we lost you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. People just... Yeah, I can hear you. People just didn't want to, like... They ended up spending $60 for a game that felt like a beta.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I can understand that, you know, and then honestly, when what's it called, the DLC came out, I was a smidge disappointed because I spent money on the, you know...
The DLC was expensive for the amount of content that it gave you, for sure.
And the only one that was really worth it was probably Death Star, the one that we're playing now.
Jabba's Palace was good at the time, but...
Yeah, the Death Star and the Scarif one, you know, the Rogue One DLC, this is really... I mean, that was really it for me as far as, like, you know... I mean, I definitely played the Bespin one, and I played the Outer Rim one as well, but like Soros and going there, like it wasn't. I was like, oh man, yeah, to see this really cool place where they make droids. Like, I don't know, I wasn't really too excited about it.
Yeah, it would be cool if it was a better map. Like if it was more fun to play on it and more people played on it for longer. But I think that's the story behind this game in general. Is, you know, it's good if you're a Star Wars fan, and everything else is just, it leaves a little bit to be desired.
It does. So yeah, I mean, we got to see, like I said, we got to see Starkiller Base and all that. We did see another picture also of Luke on this planet that looks a lot like, oh gosh, Solist. It looks a lot like Solist, which is a map
that red
on
foam.
this.
Yeah.
That's a map that we got on this game. He's kind of out there with his X-wing, and it's a picture from the story mode. So it's going to be really interesting to see what the interaction between, because the book has come out of Inferno Squad. I finally purchased it, and I have not gotten through, like, I got through, like, the first chapter, and that was it. But even through that, Iden Versio is not a rebel sympathizer at all.
No, right. I don't think there's any ambiguity about her.
She doesn't like rebels. She thinks that traitors to the end. She grew up on an Imperial.
Yeah, she's like Mara Jade. Before she gets turned.
Yeah, that's very true. Like she grew up on an Imperial planet.
She drank the Kool-Aid.
She's in love with the Empire. Her dad is an admiral. I mean, she's an Imperial to her dying day from the brief part of the book that I read of Inferno Squad that I got to read. So, so I'm interested to see, because we do have that part of the trailer where Iden Versio, or I assume it's Iden Versio because it's somebody in an elite trooper or whatever the Inferno Squad uniform is, like pointing a rifle or pointing a blaster right at Luke.
Right,
so I'm interested to see what that interaction looks like.
Yeah, there's no way it's her, because whoever that is dead. Luke Rex, whoever that is, I guarantee it.
That is also the truth. So I'm thinking, like, that moment is what we're seeing right then, that moment when Iden Versio finally catches up to Luke and is like, all right, this is the moment, and then he tells her something that completely changes her view.
Yeah, like Mara Jade. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like, it could be something where it's like that last moment, and then it's like, oh, here's this little bit of details, and then her whole world gets ripped apart because, she can't fall back on the Empire anymore. Or is that like, like you said, one of her other troopers in her squad, and he kills the person, and now she has this vendetta against Luke, and that's kind of like one of the driving storylines within the story mode. So it'll be interesting to see what Iden Versio in her relationship to Luke Skywalker is, because Luke is in the story mode, and we're going to kind of see what he's been up to too, a little bit. So it'll add, which is really kind of what I'm excited about, is that it's going to add a little bit more to Luke's story that we didn't know. And once again, like we've said before, the story mode of Star Wars Battlefront 2 is canon. So it will be interesting to see kind of what's going on with Luke and what he was up to at this time, because we really don't know. And it could add to the story a lot more than we're realizing, which will be cool, because it's going to be out right before The Last Jedi, so we're going to get, some hype for the movie. So that'll be really cool. But yeah, we got to see that little bit of a picture and see Iden Versio kind of staring down her barrel towards Luke.
Oh my god, what is going on you?
I was stoked to see Luke too, because I was honestly thinking, like, the campaign looks cool, but I probably won't even touch it because I'll be playing multiplayer. And then I saw Luke, and I was like, all right, now I have to play.
Right.
Yeah. So as far as our involvement in Star Wars Battlefront 2 and what we're gonna kind of be doing, really, when the game comes out, we all pre-ordered. So we'll be playing a couple days before it comes out to the masses for those who didn't pre-order. So really what I'm going to attempt to do, guys, is we're going to talk with you mostly about the online multiplayer. Once the game comes out, typically we talk about different theories, all that, when we do our, live streams. But when the game comes out, we're really going to be diving into the game, getting in some matches, getting in some nonsense, and kind of really just, playing for a while. And I'm going to let you guys play through the story mode. And I mean you guys by anybody who's listening. I want you guys to get to the story mode first. I'm going to play it on my own. I know you guys are going to go through it as well. So, you guys out in the audience, I'm going to let you play through it before we talk about it, because I don't want to spoil anything for you.
Yeah,
I don't want any spoilers to be out there. So really, when the game comes out, don't expect us to really harp on the story mode until about 2 weeks after the game comes out. That way I know you guys, if you had a chance to grab it, I know you had a chance to burn through the story mode. And that way also details will already be out there on the internet, so that way we aren't spoiling anything for you. Maybe someone else will spoil it for you, but we won't. So yeah, just don't expect us to really be talking about the story mode too much when the game first comes out. Obviously, we might make a little bit of comments here and there on it, but we're not gonna dive into it. I'd like to actually take one episode to really talk all about it, so that way you guys can jump in on the conversation too and let us know how you felt about it, and we can kind of discuss it after we've all had a chance to experience it, because I know we are gonna I'll probably play through the story mode pretty quickly when the game comes out, but like I said, I want to give you guys a chance to get through it as well. But Star Wars Battlefront 2, as far as the multiplayer goes, yeah, expect us to be talking about that day one.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, since I pre-ordered through my PlayStation, so, you know, I'll have it at midnight and download it at midnight, so I'll be on at midnight. So who knows, maybe we'll have a little bit of a special something and do something, you know, do a special live stream, you know, the day of or the next day.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So we can, so you guys can check out the gameplay. If you didn't have a chance to pre-order it, you can check it out and see if you're actually going to even want it. But I know if you're listening to this podcast, live stream, you're definitely going to want it.
You're at least marginally interested in it.
Yeah. Or else why would you be here listening to us? So, other than that, you know,
Christine
really
says that she wants to see Ahsoka in Battlefront, and we covered that a couple months ago, but I think we're all under the impression that we're going to see at least someone from Rebels, and if they're going to show someone from Rebels, it'll probably be someone of her caliber in the fan base.
Ezra in there.
Right, she's the one who people want, so, and they know that. And really, the only game representation she's ever gotten is Disney Infinity, which no one played. So,
yeah, that's very true.
So we'll see, but I think that that's a likely bet
I will say the
that we'll
Star
see
Wars
her.
part of Disney Infinity was pretty fun.
Oh, absolutely! It's just it didn't sell any copies.
Yeah, it just didn't sell very well because it was kind of competing with the
Lego
Amiibos.
Way better.
And Amiibos, honestly, they were just. They were really hard to beat, and the Lego Dimension, that's
which
true.
Which is so sick.
But yeah, was out at the time, yeah, and that's pretty cool as well.
Yeah, I think that it's likely that we'll see her. I think we agreed on that a couple weeks ago, and
I think it'd be really silly to add someone from the animated stuff and not put Ahsoka.
Not have it be Ahsoka, yeah.
Right, yeah, absolutely. Really even if she's not playable, she might be in
unless
there.
Unless they're just trying to spit into like the fans' faces with that.
Right, which they don't. They don't
basically.
do. This game. One thing this game did really well was the fan service. Not necessarily the shooter fans, but the Star Wars fans got their rocks off to this game. There was a lot of stuff in this game that was just little tiny, you know, tickles for the big Star Wars fans, and I think
gosh, yeah, I mean,
that
everything down from the soundtrack to the way things explode.
Right, everything, literally everything. Yeah, it's very, very deep for Star Wars fans.
100%. Like they made this one for the fans, and I apologize for those guys out there who weren't necessarily 100% Star Wars fans, but they want to get. I mean, I don't really care. I loved it, and I was really excited about it. But honestly, I think this time around. They're listening to everyone, and they're trying to please a larger crowd. Plus, we are now in the heyday of esports, and I'm not saying that I think I'm going to see Star Wars as an esport. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that's me doing wishful thinking. However, I can see Star Wars being at shooting competitions. And like
well, just because there's no other good shooters coming out this year that can be competitive. Like, COD's not that game anymore, really. So,
no, it isn't.
I think that there's not much, unless I'm missing something, but I can't think of anything else that's going to be cross-platform.
Destiny, I guess?
Right, Destiny, or that game that's big right now, Battlegrounds, but that's, you know, that's exclusive to PC, so, and you need, like, a machine and a half to run the thing. So, I really think that... this will be the accessible shooter for the holiday season for everybody. And Call of Duty will compete like it always does, but I think they're past their prime. That's why they're reaching back for the World War II stuff, to get some of their old
that is
customers
also
back.
true. I definitely think that's why they're reaching back for the World War II stuff, because they need to draw people back in,
Right.
because they got
Kind of
crazy
like
with some
Battlefront
of the
is
stuff.
reaching back to the old days of Battlefront 2 for the PS2. They know what people want, so I just think that this is going to be better.
Oh yeah, and honestly, they have like it's hard not to sell well because you're riding off of all this Star Wars hype.
Right,
so
just
on
like
top
this
of
one did.
Exactly. So on top of the fact that it just looks like a solid game, you also have the hype. Like, I mean, I'm digesting anything Star Wars right now because I'm just like I'm so eager to see what's coming next.
Right.
I mean, I can't imagine how much eager I'm going to be in November when it's
2 weeks before Last Jedi. Right.
Exactly. So, I mean, this game is going to sell incredibly. Battlefront 2 is going to sell extremely well. We already know that. And as far as content, it looks like it's lining up to have some really great content in it. And we've gotten to see a lot of cool stuff. Adam posted up on our Facebook the different classes you can fight as and the different classes you can play as.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool article. Recommend reading it.
Yeah, that was really dope. And I really think that's going to contribute to the competitive aspect of this game. Like, it's going to be a much more competitive game.
It's just going to be specialized. Like, this game, you could pick a gun that was to your play style, but you could still get roasted by somebody with a better gun. Whereas this new game looks like you can pick a style to your play style, which is much more of a battlefield type feel than something like Call of Duty.
Definitely.
Call of Duty is just like pull the trigger first and you win.
Yeah, exactly. Like, for those who played Battlefield 1, like, I play Medic a lot in Battlefield 1. And even though I don't get, like, tons of kills, I'll still, like, end out the game with a pretty decent score because I'm playing to my style. I'm, like, playing to, like, how I like to play the game.
Yeah.
And for Battlefront 2, what's really going to make that game better is that you can play to your style and gain battle points and upgrade. Even if you're not the type of person who wants to just,
you don't have to get 100 kills to have fun.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to do that, and you can still help your team out. So it's going to create a much more competitive gameplay, and because Battlefront right now does not have very much of a meta. The meta in this game is point and shoot. Like, there is no meta in this game, honestly. There will be an actual, like, Star Wars Battlefront 2 meta that will change with time as people start using this class more, that class, you know what I mean? The meta will definitely change, which will be nice to see within a Star Wars game. To have that pliable meta. So, yeah, guys, there's a lot of cool stuff going on in the Star Wars world.
Just give us game chat.
If
you're going to give us objectives like that and class systems like that, you got to give us the ability to work together.
There has to be, because honestly...
It'll be there.
Yeah, it's going to be there. Let us know what you guys are most excited to see in Last Jedi, and what you're most excited to see in Star Wars Battlefront 2. Thank you for your comments. I also agree with you, Ahsoka. She's definitely Ahsoka's somebody I want to see in Star Wars Battlefront 2. Yeah, guys. Other than Han Solo stuff, which I think we're gonna get into next week because we're hitting that time frame now. So we're going to get into Han Solo stuff next week. There's been a lot of stuff dropping about Han Solo. Nothing too crazy. But I just want to talk about the Han Solo movie in general. And,
start to get hyped.
I mean, I want to chat about it anyway because Han Solo's shaping up to look like it's going to be pretty decent. It's going to be pretty funny from what I understand. And I'm excited for it. But yeah, guys, let us know what you want to see from the Han Solo movie, and we're gonna talk about that next week. And that way, we can chat about it, and that'll be awesome. But as always, you can find us. You can always find us on Facebook at Talking Sith. You can find us on YouTube at Talking Sith, Twitter at Talking Sith, and on Instagram at Talking Sith. I'm thinking about making a website soon.
I was thinking about that the other day. We need to talk.
Yeah, I think we might put a website soon, so that way you can find us there. But yeah, as always, leave a comment, like it, anything. Just show love. You get to win Star Wars Battlefront 2, which will be out November. Help me out, guys.
17th.
17th, 13th, if you pre-order.
14th.
14th. I'm all wrong with my dates. So the 14th, if you pre-order, and we are going to pre-order it for you, because we're going to be choosing, the winner before that, so that way I can pre-order it for you, so you can jump on and get on ahead. So, if you are, if that's something you want to play, please subscribe. Yeah. And like I said, there hasn't been tons of news as far as The Last Jedi comes out, because they're keeping that all real tight.
Yeah, just episode 9 in Han Solo.
Yeah, but if you guys hear anything, please leave a comment, drop a link, anything like that. Share any memes you have. There have been some funny behind memes coming out, and I love to see as many as I can. So if you guys see any cool memes, please drop them on our Facebook, because we love to see those.
That Wookiee one was pretty funny.
Yeah, the Wookiee one was freaking hilarious. And as always, if you're looking to see some funny memes, Adam is really good about posting up some really good ones on ours, on our
and
Facebook
on our Instagram,
page.
I think.
And on our Instagram. Yeah, our Instagram is doing pretty well. So like I said, Jared's been really good about keeping up with that. Always really funny stuff on our Instagram. So check us out there. And yeah, guys, just let us know what you're looking for in the Han Solo movie, because like I said, we're going to be talking about that next week. And as always, I am your host, Jack. Oh my God, as I choke myself to death. Oh God. Sorry about that, guys. I'm your host, Chaz, joined by Adam and Jared, my gracious co-hosts, always coming with me. And for the first week ever, Jared hasn't been labeled as a special guest. He's
that's not true. This is the third week.
Oh, did you still put in a special guest?
No, I'm saying that this isn't the first time.
Oh, okay. Was it last week? Did you not put him? I thought you did last week.
It was either 2 or 3 weeks ago. So, way to pay attention, Chad.
So, yeah, God, I'm sorry, guys. I'm terrible. And then, last week I had to go away, to Georgia for some unfortunate stuff, but, I am here this week, so I can actually break up the video a little bit, and I'm going to release it in chunks. That way, if you didn't get a chance to hear what we wanted to, or you heard a theory and you don't want to have to listen to the whole thing, hear it again, I'm going to chop it up and release it throughout the week, so that way it's a little bit easier to digest what we put out there. But as always, like I said, this is Talking Sith. Thanks for joining us. Thank you, Erica, for your comment. Thank you.
There's a lot of comments today. Evan, Nicholas, Christine, Andy, Peter, FS. Oh, we responded to most of them just naturally. But thanks for watching and commenting. And if we didn't respond, it's probably because we haven't a past video. So go back and watch our archive.
Yeah, please do that. But yeah, we didn't get to your comment.
Say hello to the archivist, aka Snoke.
And you know what? Before I go, why don't you guys drop us? Who do you think Snoke is? We want to know. Who do you think Snoke is? Or just send us a link to one of the craziest Snoke theories you've heard.
Oh man, Jar Jar.
Finally, it comes to this stinking patch. I've decided
that Adam can have it. I agree.
Decided I'm going to give it to Adam. No, what I'm going to do is throw it in this little care package that I'm putting together. And next week, we'll announce who's. It's like I have the first edition, or not the first edition, but the first. Oh God, what am I trying to say?
No one knows.
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader's rookie card.
Of the Darth Vader's rookie card, yeah. No, his comic book.
The first issue.
Yeah, the first issue. My God, I'm having such a brain fart right now. The first issue of his comic book, I'm gonna throw that in there, as well as a couple like stickers and some cool stuff. But it's gonna be like a little Star Wars care package, and we're gonna be announcing who gets that next week. So join us next week. Once again, I'm Chaz with Adam and Jared, and we will see you next week on Wednesday for Talking Sith. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Later.
I should probably start the broadcast. I'm just rotting here on Facebook. Bye! How do I turn this off? Oh my God. Stop broadcast. Xbox. Unrecord.